I'm grateful that I've been in recovery for 36 years. I bring in lived experience around recovery. Prior to joining Journey, I was very much in the old school of AA, punitive way, because that's what I was exposed to. And I worked at facilities where that's the way you operated. But I was so grateful that prior to coming in, I had the opportunity of going through an extensive training at Heal Your Child, the inner child. Healing the inner child, and you can heal your life by 𝐕. When I met Unique for the first time, I brought that in. I was so chuffed to know that that's what we bring into the program. It's about, we commonly talk about the hole in your soul. We all struggle with this, but I found that alcohol was my go-to as a solution to fill that hole in my soul, and weed as well. And others choose other means of actually filling that hole in your soul, and we all do it. But here we go deep into the inner child and we look at what are the trauma and things, so that we start filling that with stuff that's so abundantly available within us. I always describe recovery as an inside job. It's an inner journey, going towards ourselves, getting to know better who we are, our strengths and our weaknesses. I was also so excited to know that it was not a punitive approach anymore. I was tired of that thing, and it's also not just about the AA program. It was also about starting to love ourselves. We find that every one of us struggles with self-compassion. We were told to love, but we never told how to love. So the first thing I would focus on is how do we actually share love to ourselves, the self-love and the self-compassion, which is a major struggle. Another aspect that comes in, we often say forgive and get on. How difficult is to forgive? My goodness, that is such a tall order. And again, we bring in a lot of, instead of forgiving, acknowledging you. Acknowledge your strengths, acknowledge your weakness. I'm also so excited that we do have the weekly group for the families, because we try our best to work so closely with families as well, because the individual that's here goes through so much of change, and he or she goes back. There's an expectation that we're going to have the same crap again. How do we deal with it? So we bring in a lot of learning and skills into that platform as well. Ideally, we'd like to have the patient here for 3 months, right? But it is also determined by the financial standing of the patient and the medical aid. But 3 months is a good time to actually see greater success with recovery. We get so much into working through the trauma and working through the healing process, and then suddenly it's time to leave. And we get so disheartened that they're at such a vulnerable, such a raw state, and they have to be. So we try and encourage them to stay on longer, even if it is joining the outpatient program. It's coming on a weekly basis. We've had some amazing success. So it's so good to see people come back here, either as an outpatient who's being done and dusted and doing well, coming to share the success. We've also had people who have come back because they haven't really finished the program. It's not about cleaning the toilet with a toothbrush. It's not about, when your bed's not made, just toppling your bed and throwing it all out of there like I've seen in other facilities. So I've also gone through my own changes in terms of seeing things differently. And I'm glad I've been able to work with Clive and Unique over the period of time to make me change the way I see things. And that's exactly what I wanted in my recovery in earlier years, but it never came. But at least I'm glad to enjoy it.